I've been coming to San Benito County for 40 years, and what you figure out over time is it's the heart of the Diablo Range. It's the central part of the range. It includes the highest peak in the Diablo Range, San Benito Peak. It includes the longest watershed, 109-mile San Benito River, and it's just stunning and spectacular.
This area is a great place for agriculture because every day the heat rises inland and it brings in the fogs. So it's been wonderful for growing fruit for a long time and vegetables. But it's also, because the mountains come together there, it's considered one of the most important wildlife corridors in the entire state.
The wildlands, the agriculture, and San Juan Bautista, the mission, the cultural center of our county, that's what is going to be the engine for economic development. That's what we're trying to protect.
One of the things we're going to try to do here is expand and connect the parks and preserves while also providing a lot more access to San Benito residents and the millions of people who are going to come here as tourists to visit this incredibly special place. The question is, do you preserve San Benito's agricultural economy, or do you just make more featureless subdivisions?
I would say my favorite place would be the Pinnacles National Park. And there's a variety of things that you could see there. You could go into the caves, you could see the condors. Right now in the springtime, the wildflowers. That would probably be my number one spot. When you go down the 25, which is designated a scenic highway, it takes you back in time. You know, and if it's an escape for people living in the urban areas, and we want to protect it as much as we can because people that live in urban areas need to get out into nature.
It's a quiet little town and has had pretty remarkable fidelity to its historic roots.
People know of it because it's included in Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo movie, but it's a little town of 2,000 or 3,000, and it could either remain that and be an incredible historic draw for the county, or it can turn into yet another set of subdivisions with no real character. I'm standing at the escarpment of the San Andreas Fault, at the fence of the mission, where it drops 20 or 30 feet down to the floodplain of the San Benito River. They shouldn't be building anywhere near this, but all the fertile farmlands that we're looking out on here on the floodplain are at threat if developers get their way and short-sighted politicians keep making bad decisions. One of the things Save Mount Diablo is going to do is publish a public access map for San Benito County. That old road that the Spaniards used is going to now be one of the most popular trails in the entire county.
Look at this. This is San Benito County. Look at these views. Is there a more beautiful place on earth? I don't know. Now, and here we are just a few miles outside of Hollister. This is what we have to offer.
Pinnacles is world-class spectacular. Mount Diablo is world-class spectacular. This area, Key and Sabi, these peaks, they're of similar caliber.
This reminds me of what Sam Farr told us. The other congressmen or women would brag about what they did. Like they would say, we supply the oil for the nation. We supply copper for the nation. They would ask Sam, what do you do? What does your region do? He would say, we sell scenery. For thousands of years, this land was stewarded by the Amamutsan people. They're part of the Ohlone group. And south of here, Papaluchin was their village. It's very hard to preserve the whole planet. And what I learned is that it's easier to do something to protect your home territory. It's much easier to make changes here. It's a special place because there are vast properties that are untouched. From a climate perspective, it's an important place to preserve as much as possible. The quality of life of our community is also really important to me. A lot of the people who've lived here for a long time really understand that, as well as some of the newer people who have moved here because they want the quality of life.
So Protect San Benito got started in 2013 when there was an effort to do oil drilling in our county. And we did a citizens initiative, first one I believe in this county's history, first successful one. And 59% of the people voted to ban fracking. That was our first big push. And it really convinced the people of San Benito County that they indeed had power, that they could make a difference.
Without them, we'd be lost in how to beat a multi-million-dollar
Yeah.
corporation.
We didn't know how to
against-
start.
We're trying to educate people about what we have and what we want to preserve.
Our community is a food growing community, and that's what I want to protect.
And we're in a big mess, the roads are messed up, the sewer system is not up to par, and the traffic problem, little by little we're gaining a lot of ground and doing things that had never been done in this county.
You guys have already organized everything we need to make big change. Coming into San Benito and finding you guys already in existence, you were like a gift sent from the heavens. Tell me what the most important reasons are that you're involved with Protect San Benito.
To stop urban sprawl. The building, it's too much, too fast. We don't have the police support, the fire support, the school support, and so we need to slow it down and we need to rethink about what we're doing.
Every development interest sees us as the area close to Silicon Valley as the place to put massive housing developments, dump their garbage in a garbage mountain, mine our rivers for sand and gravel for construction up there. In a lot of ways, we're viewed as a nearby third world nation.
San Benito is the fastest growing county in the state. It's lost 43% of its farmland. If we do nothing, all of the farmland will be lost to development. Hollister and San Juan Bautista will pave most of North County and stretch south toward Pinnacles. Salinas and Gilroy will expand too, and all four cities will merge. In the future, San Juan Bautista and Hollister will be either known as a gateway to Pinnacles National Park or as a gray sea of subdivisions. But we're looking at new construction in Santana Ranch with the peaks right behind it. Hollister is really one of the major reasons that the slow growth movement is gaining steam in San Benito County.
When we were kids growing up in Hollister, every kid in town had a job cutting apricots in the summertime for your school clothes. And that's gone.
And so folks who came here to live in a beautiful place are finding that they're sitting on the highway sometimes for an hour and a half just to go from 101 to Hollister, a ride that should only take 20 minutes.
I lived on Gonzales Drive, and when you would step out and look to the left, you could see the Diablo Range to the east. And sadly, that's a view that doesn't exist anymore because it has been obscured by housing developments.
Luckily, citizens have organized early here. They're pushing back on the developers and trying to bend the scale back towards nature early on when they can still make a really big difference. There's only 67,000 people, and they can organize a referendum or initiative pretty easily and help guide land use decisions. And that's what Protect San Benito is doing. Yes.
I did my list, every night I would do a list. I must have talked to at least 250 people.
This initiative helps voters make decisions about how fast this county grows.
Before major areas of ranch land, agricultural land can be re-designated for development, it would require a vote of the people. It gives the people much more of a voice over their future.
It gives you the power to make decisions about a lot of projects that may not be desirable or to approve projects that you like.
3 counties in the state have already done this. Napa, Sonoma, and Ventura County, all similarly near big metropolitan areas, and all of them are now places that people like to go to because they've maintained the quality of life and open space, and they're far more livable than surrounding counties.
We're trying to put the brakes on development at such a rapid pace. We're not anti-development. We're looking at quality of development, quality of life. And if we continue at this pace, we're going to destroy everything. We're not going to be that sanctuary for the people living in urban areas.
The political people on the other side, they were so intense, using our quotes to reverse them, to make us look bad. And
They were flat out lying.
yes, they were flat out lies. Yes. But I think that gave us an incentive to work even harder.
Save Mount Diablo was our salvation grace. Working with Seth gave us the courage to go forward, and the financial support, and just the constant interaction.
And to have somebody else say to us, "You're doing everything right, just keep doing it," we're like, "Oh, we can do this. We'll just do it better."
You've got dozens helping you with this initiative, and that's really lucky. And so when you've got numbers of people helping you, it takes big group shots to scare the bad guys.
And our initiative is something that will reshape the future of this county and make it a treasure for years to come.
It's an amazing feeling to have done something that is beneficial for the future.
It was a big success, and I feel real good about it.
In the overall set of accomplishments of your life, how does this rate?
This would be one of the high points, yeah, for sure.
The local newspaper called it the San Benito Grand Slam. Huge victory for Measure A, slow growth majority for the Hollister City Council, and taking out Mayor Mia Casey, pro-development mayor of the city of Hollister, at the same time that the city council shifted. So it went from a 4-1 pro-growth city council to a 4-1 slow growth city council in one election, right along with Measure A.
the issue of growth, our initiative became the defining topic.
Right after Measure A, we were thinking we could take a breather, and then all of a sudden the previous city council decided to do an update for the general plan, a horrible update that would have allowed housing to be built over 3,000 acres of farmland. And the people had just spoken, they had just told us that they wanted slower growth, and so we were not having it. And we decided to, collect the signatures so that we could rescind the general plan update. Although it was really difficult, we managed to do it in 30 days during the holidays. And then the city council, the new city council, adopted it in its entirety, which was a huge victory.
The next activity I think that we'll take on is to do some work on the economy. We want to make Hollister prosperous. We want people to come here. We want people to enjoy being here and seeing what we have to offer.
We want to work on better economic stuff going on here, better affordable housing, and actual stuff for people to do when they want to be here that's inclusive. Look around, look at this place. This is as beautiful as any place in California. And now we've got the government thing actually kind of working. We do have it working. It takes everyone to make it work, but we can make these improvements, and people are starting to see it.
You guys have done a game changer here, the most historic measure in San Benito history, and you've taken it from a pro-development future to one in which the county is going to be known for Pinnacles National Park and huge expanses of open space, more and more of which is going to get protected, and you should be completely proud. A small group of people working together has made a huge difference.
I am a quiet person. I don't like to do public things. I don't like to speak, but I'm just so happy to be a part of this group, to be a part of moving forward in a positive way.
Thanks for your efforts.